3 ways negative thinking stops you from achieving your full potential. Is negative thinking bad for your brain? Scientists seem to think that it is. Researchers at King's College London found that repetitive negative thinking may increase your risk for Alzheimer's disease. Remember, at this time there's no cure for Alzheimer's, so this deserves your attention. The study found that a habit of prolonged negative thinking diminishes your brain's ability to think, reason and form memories, essentially draining your brain's resources. Another study, reported in the Journal of the American Academy of Neurology, found that cynical thinking also produces a greater dementia risk. When you change your thinking, your life changes. Remember, brains get good at what they do. Negative thoughts create channels in your brain. This way of thinking can become your default. If you do a lot of negative thinking, you wire your brain to be good at producing negative thoughts. Your brain also gets good at seeing things to think negatively about. One of the many byproducts of negative thinking is stress, which then leads to more negative thinking. Here's a suggestion. When negative thoughts come, and they will, don't just ignore them. Instead, pay attention. Stop what you're doing. Close your eyes if you need to. Replace the negative thought with a positive thought. Hold the positive thought in your brain for a full minute or more. When you do this, neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, starts to work in your favour. The 2 keys are attention density. Now that's the amount of attention paid to a particular mental experience over a specific time, and holding the thought long enough for your brain to begin to create new channels. You become a sculptor of your own brain. How cool is that? Changing your habits of mind can change your life. A good book to read on self-directed neuroplasticity is You Are Not Your Brain by Jeffrey Schwartz. A surefire stress buster. Oh, and one more suggestion. Go for a whole week without complaining. Not even once. Log it. If you start to relapse, start your week over. Back to day 1. Go for a week without complaining and watch the people around you change. Such is the power of mirror neurons. These neurons fire when we act in a certain way, and also when we observe the same action being performed by someone else. Your behaviour, positive or negative, can influence how others behave. 5 metrics to track for unlocking your full potential. Unlocking your full potential sounds like a scary task. How am I supposed to know if I'm on the right track? Am I going to be successful? What do I do to better myself? If you have any of these questions, you've come to the right place. There are ways to track how far along you are on your journey to realizing your potential. It's not a shot in the dark. Here are 5 metrics to track for unlocking your full potential. 1. Efficiency. Efficiency is simple enough to understand. It's how quickly you complete things. Efficiency is in everything. You can be efficient at building habits, at writing essays, etc. By tracking your efficiency, you're tracking how fast you work. By knowing this, you're setting yourself up for success. If you know exactly how long you need to complete something, you'll be able to block out time in your schedule perfectly. Tracking your efficiency also allows you to see how far you've come. If you used to take 3 hours to complete one project, but now you only need 2 hours, you've increased your efficiency by 33%. Efficiency is a metric of time, and by tracking it, you can save time. 2. Progress. You can only track progress if you have clearly defined goals. So, if you already have your goals, your progress is how close you are to achieving that goal. This is why setting steps for yourself is so important. If you have one big goal but no steps, it'll be very difficult to gauge how close you are to achieving that goal. If you have lots of little goals along the way, however, it's much easier to see how far you've come. Set smaller goals that directly lead to your big goal. Then keep track of how many small goals you've achieved. That's your progress. By keeping track of your progress, you can see how far you have to go, but you'll also see how far you've come. 3. Error rate. Making mistakes isn't always a bad thing. In fact, keeping track of your mistakes, or errors, is important. Keep track of how many mistakes you make, which mistakes you make the most often, and how each mistake affects you differently. If you track your error rate, you'll be able to work on improving your weaknesses. Unlocking your full potential is not a straight shot, and knowing your mistakes will keep you self-aware on the twisted journey. Plus, if you track your errors, you'll be able to look back and see how many fewer mistakes you're making now versus a few months ago. 4. Downtime. Keep track of how much time you spend away from working on unlocking your potential. Breaks are important, and you should definitely take time to relax. But you shouldn't let yourself get sidetracked by things just because they're easy. Keep track of how much downtime you're giving yourself, and you'll be able to plan appropriately for the future. 5. Quality. Quality is probably the hardest metric to define. At its core, quality is how good something is. If you're working on an object, the quality is how long that object lasts. If you're working with food, the quality is how it tastes and how good it is for you. To track quality, determine what quality means for you. Over time, you'll see your quality get better and better. Attracting your desires through journaling. Have you ever heard the saying, "Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me"? Well, it's completely wrong. The truth is, words are the most powerful weapon people have. On the flip side, though, words are also the most powerful tool people have. Words can form dreams, set goals, and inspire others. Your potential is abstract, but there are ways to unravel it. Reach your potential by starting with the small step of journaling. You'll learn all about this and more if you keep on listening. This is how to attract your desires through journaling. Journal daily. To attract your desires through journaling, you should do it daily. Daily journaling has been shown to increase productivity. By writing down your goals, you make them feel more real. That's why you should make journaling a consistent habit. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Each morning, practice this awesome tool of gratitude. Early in the morning, before you check email, turn on the TV, open Instagram, etc., open your journal. Write 3 to 5 pages about what you appreciate most. Gratitude can include people, things, situations, encounters, and so on any topic. They can be subtle, major, serious, or fun. If you can't fill 3 to 5 pages at first, aim to fill 1 page. Don't strive for perfection. Release perfection and focus on consistency. The more you journal, the easier it will become. Let journaling be an inspiration instead of a chore. Rather than writing to be the best writer, write because it's fun. Write because you want to. Write for whatever reason motivates you. Perfection doesn't exist, and really it's better that way. You're not perfect, so don't expect yourself to write the perfect journal. Write in the present tense. On a regular basis, write about your ideal life as if that was how you were already living. Instead of writing about how much you want to live in New York, write about moving there or what your daily life looks like after moving. Allow yourself to feel your desires as attainable. Your desires are within your grasp, and writing as if you already had them will make them feel that much more achievable. Stay focused. Focus is powerful. By being very specific about what you desire, you'll be able to write in specifics. By writing in specifics, you'll be able to write in more detail and will discover more about yourself and your desires. With such strong words, you'll feel intrinsic motivation. This means that your action will be more powerful since it's coming directly from you. So, get out your journal and write about your desires in the most specific terms possible. There's no such thing as being too specific when it comes to getting what you want. Visualize. When you're writing, try to focus on what you want to experience rather than the accomplishment or the material thing itself. Now, let's say, for example, you desire a Lamborghini. Visualize how you'll feel in the car. how it will feel to drive it along the interstate, and so on. Picturing those things and writing about them will be much more motivating than just picturing how it will look in your garage. Okay, so that one was kind of silly. Let's try something more realistic. Let's say you have a dream career. That dream career is so much more than a label on your desk or a line in your resume. Picture how much you'll love what you do and the purpose you will feel. All of these tips will get you well on your way to attracting your desires through journaling. Remember to take action outside of journaling, but also remember that words are powerful and you control them. Breathing techniques for unlocking your full potential. Unlocking your full potential is a full body experience. Breaking things down to basics, you should focus on every little thing, like breathing. These are the best breathing techniques for unlocking your full potential. 1. The common yoga breathing technique. If you do yoga on the regular, you'll likely already know this technique as it's most commonly used throughout different styles of yoga. It's often used to calm your breathing so you can relish the benefits of fresh oxygen. To do this breathing technique, follow these steps. 1. Take a slow, deep breath in. 2. Pause. 3. Slowly let your breath out. 4. Pause. 2. Equal breathing. A breathing technique that's certain to help calm the mind, body and soul is called equal breathing. It's perfect for reducing stress, calming your nerves and increasing focus, and can be done anywhere and at any time. Here are the steps for this breathing technique. 1. Take a slow inhale through your nose for a count of 4. 2. Slowly exhale through your nose for a count of 4. 3. Count for 4. A common breathing technique for meditation is simply to count to 4, then count backwards from 4, all timed with your breath. You can also use different numbers depending on your preferences, but as you'll see, a count of 4 seems to be the common denominator. Here are the steps. Breathe in. Count 1. Breathe out. Count 2. Breathe in. Count 3. Breathe out. Count 4. Breathe in. Count 3. Breathe out. Count 2. Breathe in. Count 1. Breathe out. Count 2. Then repeat. 4. Abdominal breathing. Abdominal breathing is one of the easiest breathing techniques, so it's commonly recommended for beginners starting to meditate. However, it works for everyone and can be used in and outside of meditation. As it's a powerful way to reduce stress at any given time, it also only takes a couple of minutes to do, making it perfect for any type of situation where you need to recollect yourself. Here are the steps to follow. 1. Place one hand on your chest. 2. Place the other hand on your stomach. 3. Take a deep breath in through the nose. 4. Feel your hand on your stomach move as you inflate your diaphragm with air. 5. Slowly release your breath. 5. The stimulating breath. The stimulating breath is also called the bellows breath, and it's great for increasing alertness and energy. It can take some practice to perfect, but once you do, you'll feel invigorated and will become completely addicted to the way it makes you feel. Here are the steps. 1. Quickly inhale and exhale through your nose, as short as possible, ensuring the duration is equal for both. 2. Aim to get 3 inhales and exhales per second. 3. Continue for 5 seconds. 4. Slowly increase your time throughout your practice until you reach 1 full minute. 6. Alternate nostril breathing. Another common breathing technique used during meditation and yoga is the alternate nostril breathing, and yes, is exactly what it sounds like. Doing this technique allows you to re-energize your mind, body, and spirit. Here are the steps. 1. Plug your right nostril with your right thumb. 2. Take a deep breath through the left nostril. 3. Remove your thumb from the right nostril and plug your left nostril with your ring finger. 4. Slowly exhale. 5. Repeat. 7. The 4-7-8 count. The 4-7-8 count, also known as the relaxing breath technique, is one of the easiest to do, and as a bonus, the benefits are exponential. This exercise can quickly calm the nervous system, so much so that it can feel like your nerves have been tranquilized. So it's amazing for anyone looking to calm their mind or who suffers from anxiety or sleep insomnia. Here's how you do it. 1. Rest the lip of your tongue at the top back of your teeth. 2. Let out a deep exhale along with a big sigh or a whooshing sound. 3. Close your mouth and slowly inhale through your nose for a count of 4. 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. 5. Exhale deeply and completely for a count of 8, being sure to let out a big sigh or whooshing sound. 6. Repeat. And finally, number 8, the skull shining breath. This breathing technique is a great way to shake off negative energy and warm up your mind, body and spirit. It can be used in the morning, prior to an exam, before your next yoga class or during meditation. Here's how you do it. 1. Take a long, slow breath in. 2. Quickly let out a powerful exhale from your diaphragm. 3. Repeat. How to create affirmations for unlocking your full potential in 4 steps. As you probably know by now, there are multiple contributing factors to unlocking your full potential. But there is one step that is absolutely crucial. It's probably more important than any other step, and it's also one of the hardest steps. Believing in yourself. In order to realize your potential, you have to really, truly think that you can. But believing in yourself isn't always as easy as just saying that you do. That's where affirmations come in. Affirmations are positive thoughts, pure and simple, and they're extremely powerful. Here's how to create affirmations to unlock your full potential in 4 steps. Step 1. Choose a negative thought. Think about what you're trying to attract, and then think about the beliefs that might be stopping you from vibrating on the right frequency. Is there a specific trait that makes you feel insecure? Is there a negative belief you have internalized from early life? Or is there a specific fear that seems to haunt you both day and night? Common negative thoughts include, I'm not smart enough. Everyone gets bored with me. I can't ever be confident. I mess everything up. It's unpleasant to contemplate these types of thoughts about ourselves. During step 1, you might think that you're feeling worse rather than better. Rest assured that this is just a brief, necessary evil when designing affirmations, and at the end, the reward of greater confidence and a more positive self-image is well worth this arduousness. Step 2. Externalize the negative thought. Get this negative belief out of your mind and into the world by writing it down. This is a useful symbolic act that helps you begin to disconnect from this assumption, rather than acting though it's part of you. After all, it's time to replace these types of thoughts with encouraging positive ones that get you to your desired destination. For some people, it's cathartic to ritualize the disposal of the negative thought once the affirmation has been designed. Whether you burn it, tear it up, throw it away or scribble it out, this approach can make your rejection of that limiting belief just a bit more concrete. Step 3. Find the opposite. Essentially, the opposite of the above negative belief is the thing that you want to make the center of your affirmation. Now, It may feel odd at first, as it's not easy for you to accept. However, that's actually a sign that you're on the right track. Think carefully here. You might be tempted, for example, to replace the negative thought, I am ugly, with I'm not ugly. But it's much more effective to choose a stronger statement, such as I am beautiful. Stay away from words with any negative association at all. This could include can't, won't, don't, etc. The more positive the language, the better the affirmation. If you're really struggling to connect with the message of your affirmation, try to find ways to soften the statement just a little, at least when you're starting out. For example, you might begin the affirmation, I'm open to the idea that, or I'm willing to start believing that. And after a few days or weeks, you can take this softer language away and use the more concrete form. Step 4. Commit to repetition. The aim of affirmations is to eventually embed them in your mind so that they become truly automatic thoughts that guide and support you in all your endeavours. That being said, you won't be able to take your affirmations in this way unless you really commit to repeating them. Now, there is some flexibility about how you approach this. Some people find it most effective to repeat the affirmation multiple times in one sitting. Other people swear by a method of stopping every hour or every few hours to say the affirmation a single time. There's also the possibility of following both these approaches. Finally, do you worry that you might forget to say your affirmations, or do you already have some experience of doing so? There are some smart strategies you can use to ensure this doesn't happen again. Write your affirmations on sticky notes and leave them all around your home. Make sure you keep them in places that you will always see before leaving. This will put you in a great mental space before going out into the world.